Hey, and welcome into the Big Ten Huddle, presented to you by FanDuel, part of the Believe Podcasting Network. We appreciate you being here. Going to go over some Big Ten QB grades here in Week 6. Now, we got a number of games here, so let's get right down to business. Let's start with Luke Altmyer at Illinois. Luke Altmyer in this game goes 19 of 22 on 27 dropbacks, 86% completion percentage, 390 yards, only one touchdown pass, but still a lot of production here. An 84.1 offensive grade. He had the fumble and the run grade were poor. He had a 92 passing grade, so it was really good passing. He did have two big time throws, zero turnover worthy plays, an ADOT of 11.3. Adjusted completion percentage was 90.9. That's insane. Had one drop on the day, and he was sacked twice. He did scramble three times, and he had an average time of 3.2 seconds in the pocket. Counted for 13 first downs. Good stuff here by Luke Altmyer. 2 of 2 on the left side down the field. He was overall 3 of 4 on 20-plus yard attempts. He did a great job over the middle of the field. Had one incompletion down in between the numbers in the middle of the field, but 3 of 3 from 10 to 20 and 5 of 5 from 0 to 10 yards. He'd have two completions behind the line of scrimmage in the middle there as well. But great job by Luke Altmyer. He didn't settle for just stuff underneath. He found Hank Beatty and on a number of plays, and Hank Beatty had a lot of yards after catch in this one. So excellent job by Luke Altmyer. I don't know if there's anything else you can give him here other than an A. I mean, let's check out his rushing really fast just to look at it. He did have the fumble in that game, so probably does need to be dinged for that. But overall, I mean, this was a great day for Luke Altmyer. I think when you consider the competition, the fumble, and all that stuff, and not having as many touchdown passes, if he had like a rushing touchdown or two, maybe. But I'm going to give him an A minus in this game for Luke Altmyer. So good game from Luke Altmyer. Didn't have the fumble and maybe not sacked twice. I might give you an A, but I'm going to give Luke Altmyer an A minus in this game. Still a very good performance by him. Okay, let's move on over to Ryan Browne. Ryan Browne, 29 of 49 in this one, 290 yards passing. He had 57 dropbacks. Holy cow. 291 yards passing, one touchdown pass, offensive grade of 63.5, passing grade of 62.1, one big time throw, one turnover worthy play, an ADOT of over 8 on 50 pass attempts. It's pretty crazy. Four drops. He was sacked 3 times. He was pressured on 12 of the 57 dropbacks. Holy cow. So really good, really efficient game here from Ryan Browne, especially when you look at that volume of how much they expected him to do. Let's go ahead and look at his rushing really fast, just so that way we can make sure we check that out. Ryan Browne had one rushing touchdown, 6 attempts for 28 yards. That's all good. Good stuff. Pressure and depth. Completed one deep ball down the right side, and then only 3 of 13 over the middle. I'm surprised he didn't have an interception with throwing over the middle that many times and incompletions. So 10 to 20 yards over the middle is what I'm referencing. And then 0 to 10 yards, he was 11 for 11. So really good game here from Ryan Browne. Definitely need to complete some more balls over the middle there, especially if you're going to take those. Josh Henson probably needs to get him some more easier throws in these scenarios, so that way if you are throwing 50 times a game, you're not throwing over the middle of the field every single time, because that can get dangerous. But good game here from Ryan Browne. Purdue's offense is set up well. He was bad under pressure, but thankfully for him, he was only under pressure for 12 of his 57 dropbacks. So his touchdown pass came when he was blitzed, and he was not under pressure that time. That's good. That's good. Play action was not great off that. He was better off the non-play action, according to the grades. I'll give Ryan Browne a B plus here. I know he didn't have as much production as Luke Altmyer, especially in the yards category, but I mean, when you have that many pass attempts and how much they're relying on you to still score 27 points, no interceptions. I do not believe he fumbled the ball. Correct? No, he did fumble it once. So Maybe I should bring that down. We'll go with B plus. Give some respect to Ryan Browne here for that. So B plus. You know what? No, because I got some other guys there that didn't fumble the ball. We'll go with a B. B for Ryan Browne. All right. Very good. Let's move on. Let's look at the Heisman odds really fast. Luke Altmyer on FanDuel. His Heisman odds, currently the final Heisman odds in all of college football. He's even tied with Aiden Chiles at plus 40,000. So Luke Altmyer, not necessarily going to win the Heisman or anything this season, but he definitely deserves some more credit than that. Luke Altmyer's having a really good season, especially when you consider the offensive line and the issues that they've had and what he's able to do. So good stuff there from Luke Altmyer. Okay, let's move on to Wisconsin. Ouch. Wisconsin and Michigan. Hunter Simmons, 18 of 29, had a really good opening drive, but not much after that. 177 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, a 50.6 passing grade, a 51.7 offensive grade. 0 big-time throws, 2 turnover-worthy plays, 2 drops, sacked once, pressured 12 times. Let's look at his rushing really fast. I believe he had a fumble in this game, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't even have any rushing stats according to this. Maybe I'm missing it. I thought he had a fumble in it. Maybe I'm missing it. All right. Okay, let's move on over to pressure and depth. Hunter Simmons did complete 1 ball of 20-plus yards, 1 of 2. The 10 to 20 yards, he was 2 of 4. And then he did complete some underneath. He was 4, 11, 12 of, quick math, 12 of 16. So not bad, but definitely want to complete some more of those under the 10-yard range. 2 of 3 behind the line of scrimmage, or 3 of 4 behind the line of scrimmage. Interesting game here from Hunter Simmons. You look at just some of the stuff that he had to do in this game. The very opening drive was good, but the rest of the game just was not great. You look at how he was under pressure versus kept clean. When he was not blitzed, he was still jittery back there. You could tell Simmons was pretty nervous and had a lot on his plate. Maybe he is the best option for Wisconsin, but it's just so tough when you don't have any running game or anything like that. I think some people might go as far to give him a D, D minus, maybe even an F. I'm going to give him a D plus because hard to play very well when you don't have a running game. So, all right, let's move on over to Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood, 19 of 28, 270 yards, 1 touchdown in this one. He 0 big-time throws, 0 turnover-worthy plays, 3 drops, 6 pressures, sacked 1 time. Let's go to the rushing really fast. Bryce Underwood did have 1 fumble in this one, 30 snaps overall in the game. He had 4 rush attempts for 16 yards and the fumble. Tough sled in there, the pressure and depth. He did complete both of his deep balls, 2 of 2 down the field on the deep balls. He was 4 of 6 on kind of the intermediate 10 to 20 yard range throws, and then he was kind of underneath over the middle. He was only 5 of 9, had some good passes behind the line of scrimmage to get that completion percentage up. So with the fumble and everything else, I'm going to go ahead and give Bryce Underwood a B in this one. Tough game for Bryce Underwood, and gonna have to give him credit for playing better in the second half. I wish I could put these out into 2 separate halves here, but 2 of those drops were underneath. So yeah, I'm gonna give Bryce Underwood a B here. Came alive better in the second half, did better then. He had some rushing as well, but he fumbled it. So I'm going to give Bryce Underwood a B here. Does Bryce Underwood have any odds for the Heisman? He does, plus 5,500. He is right there next to Dylan Raiola, Jeremiah Love. He has the same odds as Justice Haynes at the moment. Very interesting stuff. All right, very good. Let's move on The next game would be Northwestern versus UL Monroe. So let's check out Preston Stone really fast. Best game of the season for Preston Stone. 20 of 31, 262 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception, 1 big time throw, ADOT of 12.8. Great job by Preston Stone. He was only pressured 5 times and was not sacked once. Great stuff here from Preston Stone. If I'm not mistaken, he had some good rushing in this game as well. Yes, he was their third leading rusher. 5 carries for 49 yards. Did a good job of running around a 90.3 offensive grade. Let's look at the pressure in depth here. Still not great on the deep balls. 2 of 8. He was throwing a lot of deep balls in this one, and that was honestly what the defense was giving him. So, that's what you go after. 1 of 3, 2 of 3. 2 of 2 on the intermediate. What does that come out to? That comes out to 3 and 5, 5 and 8. 5 and 8 in the intermediate throws, and then he was 9 of 10 in the shorter ones. Yeah, I mean, he took shots downfield and didn't connect on them, but took shots downfield. I'm not going to give a guy a hard time for taking shots downfield. You know what? Let's give Preston Stone. We've seen what this Northwestern offense looks like, and UL Monroe is not. I mean, they're not a bad G5 team. They're okay to good, somewhere in that range. We'll give Preston Stone an A- here. We've seen this Northwestern offense. It's not great, but for him to be able to get it done, maybe I'm going a little high, but I don't know if Northwestern's going to have anything like this anytime soon. So we'll give him an A-. All right, let's move on to Washington and Maryland. Preston Stone does not have Heisman odds. I can almost guarantee you that. Yep, I am correct. All right, Damon Williams Jr., 28 of 41, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 67.5 offensive grade, 63.4 passing grade, 2 big-time throws, 1 turnover-worthy play, 2 drops, pressured 17 times, and was sacked twice. Excellent job by him to get out of the pressure and to not be sacked so many times. Oops, hat falling off there. Sorry about that. All right, 12 attempts for 64 yards rushing. No touchdowns, but no fumbles. Great job of getting out of sticky situations. 61 yards after contact means he was getting touched in the backfield quite a bit, but he was able to get away from it. Love to see that. Had a long run of 20 yards. He had 2 runs of 10-plus yards. Damon Williams, so elusive, so good in the open field, being able to get out of pressure behind the line of scrimmage. All right, Damon Williams did not do a great job passing the ball down the field in this game. Under 10 yards, he was 15 of 17. So good on him to pass those underneath and those behind the line of scrimmage, but only 2 of 6 intermediate, 10 to 20 yards, and then 2 of 6 in the 20-plus yard range. Not great on those deep ones. He was really not effective in the intermediate. He had an interception on those intermediate throws. No play action. He had 2 touchdowns. So it was not as good coming off of play action, and they did not run very much play action in this game. You would think a team like this would run more play action, but doesn't seem to be what Damon Williams wants to do. So overall, I'm going to give Damon Williams, even though I wasn't really able to throw the ball downfield, he was still very elusive, very mobile. I'm going to give him a B+. If he had this passing day without the mobility, I would probably give him a B- to a B, but with the mobility, I think he's a solid B+ in this one. Mobility, it really does mean a lot, and it's something that guys need more credit for, in my opinion. All right, passing from Malik Washington, 30 of 49. This is kind of like Ryan Browne. You compare him to Ryan Browne, the two. You had Ryan Browne was 30 of 50. Malik Washington, 30 of 49. Ryan Browne had 302 yards. Malik Washington had 219. Ryan Browne threw the ball down the field more, right? Malik Washington also had an interception. I mean, with this kind of similarities in the late game, inability to move the ball down the field, I know Purdue lost, just as Maryland did, but Malik Washington, 0 sacks taken, scrambled twice. Let's look at the rushing. He had a rushing touchdown. That'll help him for sure. Excuse me. 2 attempts for 6 yards, had a rushing touchdown. Forgot about that. That's good. And he tried to throw the ball downfield, only 1 of 4. In the intermediate, he was 4 of 8, 50%, and then underneath a little bit more. You can tell, guys, freshman quarterbacks who have so much arm strength, they really struggle to zip that ball in there that it's still catchable sometimes. But that one, I think that was the outside right one here, that throw was too good not to be caught, unfortunately. But I believe it was Farouk. If it's not, please correct me. Drop that pass. Just not good. I'm gonna give a B plus to Washington because I feel like I need to give him more than Ryan Browne because of the rushing and stuff. But he also wasn't as good deep downfield. But he also has so many drops from his receivers. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the grade over Ryan Browne, B plus for Malik Washington. Might not look like it on the stat sheet, but going to give him a B plus for some of the other stuff. Where is Malik Washington at in the FanDuel? Malik Washington plus 30,000 on FanDuel for the Heisman Trophy. Interesting. All right, let's move on. Penn State and UCLA. This is going to be interesting looking at Drew Allar here. Nico had a really good game. Drew Allar, 19 of 26, 200 yards, 2 touchdown passes. He had an offensive grade of 79.3, a passing grade of 71.2. He had 1 big-time throw, 0 turnover-worthy throws, an 8 out of 7.8. Pressured 7 times, sacked once, total time in the pocket of 3.24. He had 8 scrambles. He was moving around quite a bit in this one. Let's see what the rushing looked like. He had 10 carries for 89 yards. Yeah, he was their leading rusher on the day. I remember that. No touchdown runs, but still leading rusher on the day. Him and Nico were leading the team in that. We'll get to Nico here in a minute. And then Drew Allar, he did throw three balls downfield. You like to see that. And then those intermediate passes, he was 4 of 7. And then underneath, he was 11 of 12. Behind the line of scrimmage, 3 of 3. Let's see. Under pressure, he did struggle there, but when he was not under pressure, he did very well. He was kept clean. Essentially, when they blitzed, he struggled. When they did not blitz, he did not struggle as much. Yeah. I'm going to give Drew Allar a B plus here. This loss was not on him. The offense scored enough to win the game. It was on the defense. I'm not gonna take that away from Drew Allar. B plus. All right, Nico Iamaleava, 17 of 24, 166 yards, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. He had 1 turnover-worthy play, but his offensive grade was 91.8. His passing grade was 85.5, 2 big-time throws, ADOT of 8.9. He was sacked 4 times. Let's look at the rushing. I really want to give Nico an A+, but I don't think I can. 12 rushes for 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Man, I really want to give him an A+. 1 of 2 going deep, 1 of 3, 2 of 3 intermediate, so that's 3 of 6. I'm going to give Nico an A. I can't give him an A+ because of the fumble and some of the other stuff that I mentioned, the sacks, the 4 sacks and stuff like that, but yeah, I give him credit where credit is due, So he had a huge win over Penn State, who was the number 17 team in the nation, or number 7 team in the nation. So, yeah, gonna give Nico credit there. Give him an A. All right, 2 more games. Let's take a look. Oh, this is the win game. This is the most difficult one to. I'm not looking forward to this one because the Nebraska fans are gonna hate me no matter what I do. All right, Nebraska fans, give it to me. 9. Let's do Aiden Chiles first. Gear up to give it to me. 9 of 23. Milovic actually looked pretty good in this one. The backup. It's kind of interesting to see him do that. 9 of 23, 85 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the day for Aiden Chiles. He had 0 big-time throws, 2 turnover-worthy plays, an 8 out of 10.5, 2 drops on the day. He was sacked 4 times. But he had some mobility, if I'm not mistaken. He rushed for 2 touchdowns in the game. Yes, leading rusher for the team, 10 attempts for 63 yards, 2 touchdowns. His offensive grade was 52.2, but his running grade was a 79.2. He had 3 runs of 10 yards or more, 5 scrambles on the day, and 53 of his 63 yards on the ground were scramble yards. So, oh boy, let's look at the pressure and depth. 0 of 6 down the field, not surprising with the wind. Intermediate, 1 of 4, not surprising with the wind. 6 and 10, and the screen pass, 2 of 3. I mean, it was super windy there. Still don't think that's much of an excuse. I still think Aiden Chiles should have either known to not throw the ball in certain areas or been able to get the ball to the guys. But that Nebraska secondary is legit. You know, don't sleep on the Nebraska secondary. They're legit. And they got pressure on him as well. 15 of his 33 dropbacks, they had pressure on him. Aiden Chiles did not do well against the pressure. He threw pretty well intermediate to the right, but he had one completion there. But, yeah, that was his grade for his throw. So, I feel like if I'm going to give Dylan Raiola some credit, no, because Aiden Chiles was not efficient. Raiola was at least efficient. He knew where to take the ball, where to throw the ball. I'm going to give Chiles a C. All right, Raiola, he has bad grades. 16 of 24, 194 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 45.8 offensive grade, 42.3 passing grade, 0 big time throws, 1 turnover worthy pass, 3.4 ADOT. Yikes! Gosh, come on, Raiola. Well, it's windy. You can't. It's just what you see now. Sacked 5 times. However, not all of those were on Raiola. He scrambled 3 times in this game. And actually, I thought he looked pretty good when he was scrambling. He looked more alert, looked aware of the pressure. 8 carries for -3 yards, and he did have a fumble. Come on, Dylan, you can't be fumbling like that, man. This was the worst game that Dylan has played. But I have to give him credit because of the wind, right? Like, trying to be able to throw in that windy condition. He was 1 of 1 downfield, 20-plus yards. He was 0 of 4 intermediate. But then he's just a completion machine. Efficiency, 8 of 8 from 0 to 10 yards. Had 7 of 9 on screen passes behind the line of scrimmage. Where did that one? Oh, they gave. Where are they giving the yards for the Isaiah Hunter pass? Where are they giving the yards for that one at? Short center. Interesting. I guess he was kind of between the numbers. All right, I'm going to give Dylan Raiola some grace here because of the wind. He didn't try to throw the ball deep. He stayed where he was supposed to, kind of underneath, less than 10 yards. I'm going to give him a B. Even though this was his worst stats of the season, I don't think it was his worst play of the season when you consider the factors around him. I don't think all the sacks were on him. I think he scrambled well in this game. The fumble, unfortunate, but I think he did a good job of scrambling and getting away from pressure in this game. A better job. Now, that's probably because Michigan State has some slower guys on the defensive line than Michigan does, but still, yeah, I'm going to give Dylan Raiola a B in this one. All right, let's look at the last one here. Minnesota, Ohio State. We'll start with Minnesota. Actually, let's look at Dylan Raiola, his Heisman odds really fast. Dylan Raiola plus 8,000. Aiden Chiles on FanDuel. His Heisman odds plus 40,000. Same there with Luke Altmyer. And then did we do Drew Allar and Nico Iamaleava? Let's do Drew Allar on FanDuel. Drew Allar is plus 25,000, sorry. And then Nico Iamaleava does not even have odds. Okay, interesting. All right, Drake Lindsey, 15 of 26, had a great opening first drive, 94 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 59.4 offensive grade, 60.8 throwing, passing grade, 0 big-time throws, 1 turnover-worthy throw. I believe that was the one that Jermaine Matthews where he almost picked it off. Sacked 1 time, which is pretty impressive going up against Ohio State. Pretty good good pass blocking in this one from the Minnesota offensive line. Just got nothing going on the ground. Drake Lindsey was sacked once. Or was he? It didn't show a sack. Did it? Yeah, it did. Sorry. Brain fart. All right, pressure and depth. He was 1 of 3, 20-plus yards, 1 of 2, 10 to 20-plus yard, or 10 to 20 yards. 8 of 10 short, 5 of 5 behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, he had to throw really short in this one, right? He had to get the ball out quick. And he did a good job of that for the most part. When he was not blitzed, he was 80.7 grade. When he was blitzed, 41.4. So not a great day for Drake Lindsey. I don't know if it's necessarily all on him. I mean, I think you just ran into the best defense in the nation in Ohio State. I'm going to give Drake Lindsey a B- here because kind of like the wind for Raiola. Like, you can't put everything on him. Sure, the bad pass, turnover-worthy play, stuff like that, but maybe it's a C+. Should be a C+. Let me know. Would you do B- or C+ for Drake Lindsey? Let me know. All right, Julian Sayin looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the nation after this game. 23 of 27. He has the same number of incompletions that Ohio State has let up points this season by the defense. Kind of insane. 85% completion percentage, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 big-time throws, 0 turnover-worthy throws, and 8 out of 11.3. Only pressured 4 times, sacked 0 times. Did he run at all? I don't believe he did. No, he did. 2 rushes for 2 yards in this one. And then you look at the pressure and depth. He ended his perfect deep ball streak. He was 3 of 5 in this one, 3 of 5 in this one. Intermediate, he was 6 of 8. Yeah, 6 of 8. And then under 10 yards, he was 10 of 10 behind the line of scrimmage. He was 4 of 4. Really good grades, really good decision making according to PFF here. 4 dropbacks where he was under pressure. He was 3 of 4 on those. Good stuff. When he was kept clean, that's when he really did his damage. 20 of 23, a 91.4 completion, or 91.4 passing grade, offensive grade, sorry. Intermediate to the right was not a great one. I think Julian Sayin deserves an A+ here. Yes, he on the right side here, he had issues, but when you look at them opening up the offense more, getting ready for Illinois next week, the weapons, being able to move that offense down the field, I'm going to give Julian Sayin an A+. Best quarterback performance of the week. And let's see, where is Julian Sayin on the FanDuel Heisman Trophy odds? He's 5th. Right there next to Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith is plus 850. Julian Sayin is plus 1,400. Well, that's what you got for the QB grades. Let me know what you think. You agree, disagree? What would you give these quarterback grades? Would appreciate any and all thoughts. Please do like, subscribe, hype up the video. There's that option. You can utilize that as well, and that really helps. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're listening on podcast, give us a 5-star rating, review. That really helps us out, helps more people be able to find the show and get rid of their stinking SEC bias, start looking at things from more of a Big Ten lens. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.